So finally made the Durham, check on the house. We had a standstill thing that you don't see in Philly. So Sean's going to explain to us why we get at a standstill. All right.
Basically, you got easement. The addition that we created is basically encroaching on the other owner or the other property's easement. So what we got to do?
It's our lot, but it's basically we have to give them permission to come through. Is that what it is?
Well, no. So the idea is that when you build something, you have to have so much space between you and the other person's property. Mm-hmm. That's your easement. Mm-hmm. If you build into that easement, well, then you have to get permission from the owner to own that piece of land.
Okay, and we didn't check on that.
Right, we don't got that. And so that back corner is basically 8 feet into that person's easement.
Okay. So
the option is that either we can take 8 feet off the back of the addition that we're building, or we can go and petition to get permission to build and to own 8 feet of the person's land. So
and that process takes about how long?
Probably take like 2-3 weeks, because you got to go through the city council.
So now our options are to either change up the
layout. Actually, take that back. So if it was a traditional person, mm-hmm. you'd have to convince them to sell you that small piece of land. So we could go to them, hey, we need 7 feet of your property. I'll give you $3,000 if you sell me 7 feet of your property so we can keep moving forward. Or you can go to the city and you can do what's called where you do basically you can apply to the city to change the easements between houses. And then it goes through the city council. That could take a few weeks. Or in this case, the city already owns the house behind it. Mm-hmm. So what we're trying to do now is bargain and say, hey, we'll give you so much of our land.
We everything up that little pink stake, like all that belongs to this house.
So it's basically 38 feet from the state to the house. Mm-hmm. And basically what we're trying to do is trade with the city, because they own that house because they own the library.
The library.
And so they want to extend the parking lot. So basically what we're saying is, if you give us 7 feet of that land, we'll give you 30 feet in order for you to have a better chance of building your library. So really at this point, we just negotiating and bargaining, trying to make something happen, which is good because we got bargaining chips.
Right. So we had a 2-week standstill, 3-week standstill possibly. Easily. But at the same, fortunately, the money's cheap.
Money's cheap.
The money for this project is cheap, and so we this is not a project where I'm sweating on.
Nah.
Sometimes I sweat.
Yeah.
And this is not one of them. I think we're in a pretty good space, But I would have hoped to be, roof on, outside already done by now. But things happen, man.
Sure.
Things happen. I think that we know for next time, take the easements.
Yeah, for sure.
It's our first Durham project, man. So it's a learning curve. We gotta check it out. But otherwise, the framing and everything's looking pretty good. I still think we should have demolished it, but
Well, you got to count your costs as far as the demolition.
Yeah, the cost.
But I mean, the reality is we got a couple of options. Even if the easement and everything don't come back right, we can take the 8 feet off, take more space in the house, still create a master suite, because that's going to be, the master suite. If that doesn't work out, we can always take the land that we got, go 7-8 feet over, build out the same thing. Only problem is that you lose curb appeal. You just don't have a long ass house, which that ain't necessarily what people want either. Like it ain't gonna look good.
I mean, I think once they get inside, they'd be cool with it because it's gonna look good inside.
That's true.
But look, so this house, it goes from that. I don't think you can see it. That pink stake right there. All this. They go to the house, all the way down to the tree, all down to the corner. Mm-hmm. All this lot belongs to this house, but it's narrow. You can't see the gate, but pretty much like 3 or 4 feet behind that last wall is the property line. So it's long, but it's definitely not a wide lot. So either way, here we are, Durham, North Carolina, getting at it.